everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Game Changers. I'm your host and founder, Jalen Tart, and along with me are my guys, Joe and Xavier. Chaz is unable to be here with us today, but he will be back soon. But fellas, we're not going to waste no more time. We're going to get started. We're going to jump right into the sports. A lot has happened. We got the Urban Meyer video coming out, and everyone's saying that, he should be fired, this and that, and third. The MLB playoffs have started. Excited about that. And the NFL is heating up with great games this weekend. But we're going to start off with the MLB. We're going to do some hot takes here. So, Joe, who do you have winning, or which teams do you have going to the World Series? And which team in the MLB playoff will make a surprising run in your eyes?
All right. So for the NL, I'm still going to keep my pick with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and with the AL, I will have to say I'm going to say the Houston Astros. But for me, for the surprising, or could be the surprising run in the playoffs, could be the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
After I was dogging them out after Acuna went down, I was like, you know what, the Braves ain't going to be squat after he got injured and everything and, was out. But now I'm looking at it, now thinking about it, Braves actually have a good chance. Like I said, they probably won't beat the Brewers, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So yeah, for the World Series, my World Series pick is Dodgers versus Astros, and the surprising, or the team that I think will have a surprising run, will be the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, Zay, what you got?
Oh man, Joe, you got the Dodgers over San Fran.
What do I keep on telling you? I keep on telling you that the Dodgers are just more experienced than the San Francisco Giants.
That is very true, but I'm not sleeping on San Fran. And if LA can pull it off over San Fran in the best of 5, that is going to go to 5 games, by the way. Then you can dog me out next week on the show. Like that's it. That's whatever. But I got San Fran, and then I got Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay can take over Houston, because the way my White Sox looking right now, they're not going anywhere. I thought it was gonna go somewhere, but no. But Tampa Bay, they got one of the best postseason players in Randy Arozarena. McClennan pitched yesterday. He pitched 5 innings. He was bringing on the heat. Definitely got the win on that one. Nelson Cruz will possibly get he's 42. I think he's like early in his 40s, and he's 40. He can get his first ring and might even retire after that, or he might have for next season will probably be his last season, or maybe even 2 years. He's like low key. He's like Tom Brady. He's getting better with age.
True.
Team that will make a surprising run. I gotta agree, Joe. Atlanta. Like, I've been dogging Atlanta because of last year, because when they choked the 3-1 lead against LA, and then when Acuna went down, I was just like, well, there goes our playoff chances. But it took the NL East, and they're currently fighting with the Brewers right now in the best of 5 in the National League Division Series. Mm-hmm. So I think that Atlanta can make a surprising run, and with going from the NLCS, there's a possibility you can go to the World Series, but your pitching has to be the factor. They have one of the best offenses in baseball, a top 10 defense, but pitching is relief pitching. Actually, that's where everything falls at. Your relief pitching has to step up and has to make a difference for you to make it to the World Series and possibly win it.
And I find this playoff very interesting, even though I don't really know a lot of baseball. But my Yankees are out, so I can't really talk about that. But it will be an interesting interesting MLB playoff. for fans to see. I think it's a lot of good teams in there from what I've been watching. And it's going to be very interesting and very entertaining and fun for the fans. We're going to move on to the NFL. Week 5 of the NFL. Zay, what will be the biggest headline after week 5? And which player right now do you have for MVP?
Player. Well, let's start off with player for MVP. For what it's looking like, it might be Kyler Murray. I got either Kyler Murray. I'm still putting Derek Carr in the race as well. I'm gonna throw in Josh Allen in that as well. Then I'll put Aaron Rodgers in there, even though he's trying to get out of Green Bay, but that's neither here nor there. They putting on the show. They're doing what they can to move the team and be a great leader for the team, and they're actually trying to make something happen, make something shake. Especially Kyler Murray with the hardest division in the NFL, the NFC West. Mm-hmm. So I think that's just those are my players I think that are capable for MVP. The biggest headline, I have 2. One, I heard Baker Mayfield is out. Is that correct?
He's questionable.
He's questionable. If he's out, then I don't know who the second quarterback is, and then it might be the Browns might pull the 49ers. The whole offense just might tank after when your starting quarterback goes down. And Russell Wilson will be out for a month. And so now you got to have Geno Smith, who is not a backup.
Case Keenum is their backup.
Okay, Case Keenum is their backup.
Case Keenum is their backup.
Case Keenum is not a bad quarterback at all, but he's not. I mean, it's kind of like with him coming from the Vikings, you have a better offense to work with now. But it's just all the pressure. It's just hard for the fans to see a star quarterback in Russell Wilson not be able to be on the field at a time with an injury. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be some headlines. That's going to be some questions that people are going to put in the ponder. But Seahawks fan, but especially with a tough NFC West, and that could either with Case Keenum, all eyes are going to be on him, so that could either make or break the Seahawks' playoff chances, especially with a hard division.
So for me, I have 3 games to watch out for: the Giants and the Cowboys. That's number 1. I think obviously everyone is picking the Cowboys to win, but I'm not ruling out the Joe's football Giants as of yet. I honestly think Daniel Jones so far is having the best performance in a young NFL career as of right now. I think Jason Garrett has finally found the confidence booster within him to perform at a high level. He threw for 400 yards last week. You're finally getting Saquon Barkley going. I mean, you don't have certainly Shepard and you don't have Kadarius Toney.
Slayton.
Yeah, you don't have Slayton, but you got Kadarius Toney to work with. I think if you can be physical with the Dallas defense, I think you will have a chance. But
are your receivers down?
You said who?
Huh? Are y'all good receivers down?
No, we still got Galladay. Toney is still good, and Ross is back. So all of our receivers are still not down.
But I would keep an eye on the Giants and Cowboys. I got the Giants going upset alert again. I am going upset alert. The second game, the Browns and the Chargers. Will Baker Mayfield show up with an injured shoulder and play with an injured shoulder against Justin Herbert and an unstoppable, electric, no pun intended, Chargers? I feel like he will show up, but I don't think he will get the win. I think that
I feel like I'm not wishing death on Baker, but if you're going against a Chargers defense who's been raising hell last week, I mean, and then you go and play with an injured shoulder, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna rush Baker Mayfield, and then he might be hurt, and then the Browns are gonna be in a deeper situation than they already are in as a whole.
And that's really, it could go either way depending upon Baker's status. But if Baker is not playing, the Chargers are gonna go all over them. In the final game, the Bills and the Chiefs. Josh Allen will shine in the revenge game, the AFC Championship rematch. I'm still suspect on the Chiefs defense. And my Heisman watch, Kyler Murray is the leader for mine, but keep your eye on Lamar Jackson. Keep your eye on Lamar Jackson. He's improved. It's not a one-dimensional team anymore. We all know that.
Yeah.
So I think he will shine throwing the ball. I think the Colts defense is not going to be that strong enough, but I think the offense will give them a run. If they don't give them a run for their money, then the Ravens are just going to steamroll all over them. But I do have Lamar Jackson in that conversation with Derek Carr and Kyler Murray for MVP favorites.
Yeah, because like the way Lamar Jackson, and this is me somewhat being biased as well as a Ravens fan, if I'm being honest to the people. Lamar Jackson has already hit 1,000 yards, and now he's like top 10 in rushing right now. So if we looking at stats, and then like once Rashad Bateman and Hollywood is slightly getting better with, I mean he's still gonna be dropping passes, but that's neither here nor there. He made up for all those drop passes last week, the week before with Detroit, and made that amazing catch last week against Denver. But Lamar Jackson, I say this before, and I say this in off camera, and I'm gonna say this again towards the people. Once Rashad Bateman comes back, I feel like that's they true wide receiver one. Point blank, period.
I can see that. Joe,
Okay.
what's yours?
To be honest, I'm not going to pick the Giants and the Cowboys as my headliners because with the injuries that we're dealing with, I don't see us winning that game. So I'm going to pick the 49ers and Cardinals. This will be Trey Lance's first start. Let's see how, the rookie, the third overall pick, does in his first start, with that tough defense that Cardinals have. They're obviously, legit because offense clicking, defense clicking, they're doing pretty good and they're a tough team. And
the only undefeated team left. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Only undefeated team. So let's see if Trey Lance, can take that kind of pressure and lead the 49ers to a win. And that will show Kyle Shanahan that, okay, so this kid is the real deal. And maybe we can move on from Garoppolo. You never know. But my MVPs for right now is Kyler Murray, of course. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. Derek Carr and Matthew Stafford. All three of those quarterbacks are doing pretty great. Kyler Murray is going off. We call him Sonic the Hedgehog and everything. That man is just unstoppable right now. Nobody can stop him. There's no answer for him. So that's gonna those are my picks. Kyler, Derek Carr, and Matthew Stafford. And the headline will be Cardinals and 49ers Trey Lance first NFL start.
Oh yeah, Jed, I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
I asked this on the I said y'all go check out my podcast, Joe and I podcast, Joe and Jed on Spotify. I asked this as a topic when we did a show, and I'm gonna ask you, do you think Trey Lance is a perfect second string quarterback for San Francisco?
I don't really have an answer to that because I haven't seen him start or play a full game. Once I see him playing the full game, then I'll answer that. But from what I've seen in college, he has a big arm, he can run the ball, and he has a very high IQ. I think that will help with what's the coach name? I forgot. Yeah, with Shanahan. With Shanahan's offense, I think that will help. And I want to see what his connection with Deebo Samuel is, because Deebo Samuel is the leading receiver in yards right now. Mm-hmm. So I want to see what he can really do against this challenging Arizona Cardinals defense. But I do want to switch gears, though. Keep an eye on the Packers and Bengals game. Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Burrow. That's going to be very interesting. I want to know if Burrow does have, is he a real deal quarterback? I think he is. I think what he has, the receivers with Jamar Chase, who is a contender for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He is a contender. You got your O-line is doing better each and every week. But I do want to see if you can go toe-to-toe with one of the GOATs, Aaron Rodgers here.
I compare that to last week with Tampa Bay and New England with Matt Jones versus Tom Brady. And back to the Trey Lance situation, where I seen when he came up with after Jimmy G was hurt. And am I right? Did he get hurt again?
Yeah, you already said.
Okay, so what I seen, I feel like that San Francisco offense did not automatically self-destruct after Jimmy G went down, and they was actually working with Trey Lance. And like, in my opinion, even though he hasn't, like you said, he hasn't played a full game yet, I feel like Trey Lance is a great quarterback he's a great second quarterback for the Niners, and he won't like do bad with them. You get what I'm saying?
And to add to that, he's more of a mobile quarterback. You know, Shanahan has a good history with mobile quarterbacks back in the day. But yeah, I think Lance is a good second string because I think he really fits that system, you know. Like, you know, they can run a wildcat, they can run the RPO with Trey Lance. They can't really do that with Garoppolo. And with this league being, you know, more of a mobile quarterback type of league, I just think that, you know, Trey Lance will be just fine, and that's why Kyle Shanahan picked the number 3 instead of Matt Jones and Justin Fields. So yeah, Trey Lance is a pretty good second string because, you know, they swap in games sometimes, Garoppolo and Lance. So yeah, I've been watching Lance a little bit. I think he'll be pretty good.
And Kyle Shanahan will have his hands full after this game, regardless of the outcome. Because if Lance does perform good, do you continue to start Lance, or do you go back to Jimmy Garoppolo when he's back healthy? I personally think I feel like Lance will do okay. He'll do good. And it's gonna be a similar situation with Matt Nagy, with Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. Now you're dealing with a situation with Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. And I really don't know who they're going to start if Jimmy Garoppolo comes back healthy.
I think it's kind of like what Jason Garrett did with Dak and Tony Romo in 2016. You know, Tony Romo, he was hurt, and, you know, I think by week 5, he was, you know, clear to play and everything, but Dak was just doing so good that, you know, he kept him as the starter, and Tony Romo eventually retired after that. Mm-hmm. But so this is kind of like the same situation. If Trey Lance, you know, does great and everything, maybe they won't win, but, you know, he puts up great numbers, then, you know, I think you should continue to, you know, give him some more reps, you know, give him some more starts, let him, you know, build a chemistry with Debo, let him build a chemistry with Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I think Trey Lance will be pretty good. He just needs, you know,
I compare that since we're comparing those like Jimmy G and Trey Lance, Dak and Tony Romo, and there's also another one that I can think of as well, like the Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. Like Flacco didn't, like Harbaugh didn't know what to do when Lamar Jackson came, and then once Lamar Jackson became a full-time starting quarterback, then he just switched his offensive scheme because, you know, he can throw the ball and he can also run. And then Joe Flacco, you just kind of having like a whole complacent passing offense.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what's going to do there? So, but like with it's 2021, so it's like a lot of quarterbacks are being more mobile, being more dual threat instead of like being just a pocket passer. So so that's just the evolution of the quarterback position that is coming to effect in today's era.
Yeah, true.
So that will do it for this edition of Game Changers. I'm glad everyone enjoys the show. Next week, the start of the 75th NBA season. We will break down majority of the favorite teams in the NBA. Who do we have way too early predictions for the NBA Finals? What players to watch out for? Surprising teams. And we're also going to dive into week 6 of the NFL. I hope everyone has a great day, and peace out, y'all.
Peace.